right, Trevor, let's take a look at your paper. MLA format first. So this is good. This is good. You got a lot of space here. You got some extra space you have to get rid of. YouTuber's Life is okay. It's not necessarily the most creative title for your paper. Because obviously you want to focus on the fact that this is going to make you famous, but I think you can work with it. All right, so you start off with a Kevin Hart quote. When you do end punctuation for this, no quote or no period right there. That's going to go on the outside. And then this is probably going to be all in quotes. And when we get to the MLA format, our works cited page, I can go over that with you. And then you wouldn't actually put a comma here. So just make sure you have the proper format for that. Now, the rest of the paper, Trevor, is pretty straightforward as far as you basically have a nice flow. You talk about you have to put in hard work to be famous, but it's easier now because of YouTube. Here's what YouTube is like. They can subscribe. Now, what I don't think you have is a very clear idea that everyone has a thing to be famous. So I don't think what you're missing from this paragraph, Trevor, is really strong word choice. You know, words like thing. I don't know. There's not a lot of strong voice from you, not a lot of strong word choice, and you finally get basically this is your topic finally at the end here. If you want to, everyone has a thing to be famous. You could follow these to become a recognizable YouTuber, and then you go over. What you're missing is also a really strong thesis statement. Your thesis statement is going to tie all of these main points together. What is that theme that ties all of these main points together? So you still need a strong thesis here at the end. But for the most part, it's a really good. It flows actually really nicely, Trevor. Like I said, though, you're just missing some really strong word choice, something that's going to set you apart and make your voice unique. All right, Trevor. Topic sentence needs to be a little bit stronger. It can't be just the first step is this. You got to have a much stronger to tell us that, by building your computer first, you will something, right? All right, so you talk about budget, is pretty decent. Remember, you're the expert on this, so you tell us exactly how much things should cost, so on and so forth. Even down here, it is recommended you spend around $700 or more minimum. So just say, and this is where voice comes in. If you even want to be a decent YouTuber, you're going to have to spend at least $700 to make your PC exactly what it needs to be or something, whatever. That kind of wording just makes it's more authorial, so I can tell that you're an expert on it. The first thing you'd need to get would be the computer, because I would just, instead of the ... just do a comma, comma. You can't really do much without a computer. And that is better voice, Trevor. That's more what I'm looking for voice-wise. I can tell it's you really talking in there. But just like the introduction, it has a nice flow. I'm not crazy about the word choice. I feel like you could have stronger word choice. Even something like this, whether it's them being scared to death. But here, sorry, let me go back. So this needs to be focused on you, okay? Lots of viewers like face cams because it's quite entertaining to watch YouTubers react to what they're playing. Whether it's you being scared to death, being surprised, or even laughing at something so hilarious when the viewers laugh, comma, too, something like that. And here's where you could add word choice. So even laughing so hard, you fart. Laughing so hard that water shoots out of your nose. Something like that to make it a little bit more unique with your language and everything else. And it's almost, because you're the expert, here's the other thing. You spend this whole thing talking about whether or not you should get a camera or not. Again, just say, hey, you need a camera. Here's why. And then list all the reasons why. The other thing, I know you're a gamer, PC gamer. Talk about, like, you need a graphics card that does this. You need a monitor that has a crisp, clear picture. Like, these things, be an expert on it. Tell them exactly what you need. Now, you are missing any kind of outside sources, so there might be a way to put some outside sources in there too. You have a decent transition. That's when you learn to edit your videos, so you have a decent transition too. Be careful, this is a sentence fragment, so be careful that you have a complete sentence here. Alright, so let's talk about edit. Alright, same thing with the topic sentence for this one. You need a stronger topic sentence. This is going to be a weird step. I think that's probably the wrong word choice. I don't know if it's a weird step that you're doing, but it's a necessary step that may take a lot of time to master, really, in the long run. You do have some comma errors and some punctuation errors and a little bit of word choice errors in here too, and I'll try to run you through some of them. This is going to be a weird step because you can learn how to use the software in a class, no comma, and then buy the software, comma, or buy the software and learn how to use it on your own. And actually, I don't even think you would need that one there. And you might even split this apart a little bit else. You can either learn the software, buy the software, after learning it in a class, or, I don't know. You could even mix it up a little bit there, okay? So this paragraph is a lot better, Trevor, because you do use some really good, all the way down here, you use some really good details. You have some specific details. That is good. You have some specific details here. You do recommend Adobe Photoshop, which is fine. No comma here. It's better to create your own thumbnails. No comma, rather than using the ones YouTube uses for you. And then use your comma there. And then causing your videos to look more flashy, comma, interesting, comma, and even more professional. So just make this items in a series when you get all said and done. I love how you bleep out your swears that slip out. That's funny. So that's good voice, right? That's what you want. But yeah, much better with details in here. Much better with voice overall. Just, again, some word choice that you can use. Just being more maybe excited about the process might be another way to look at it too. It's now time to get some games and make videos. Okay, transition. I bet you could make it even stronger though. All right, here we go. Here's a long paragraph on making your videos. All right. So as you go through, stronger topic sentence again, and this is the part actually that'll make the stronger topic sentence. At the very end, you say, congratulations, you now have 1,000 subscribers, you're making money, and you just became a well-known YouTuber gamer. One thing that I'm not clear on, and I'm assuming, I guess I'm not clear on, how do subscribers actually make money? I'm sure it has something to do with advertising of some sort, but how do people make money on YouTube? I'm not exactly sure of that, and I know I could easily look it up, but that might be an interesting thing for you to add in here overall. Now, you have plenty, obviously you're well over the 3-page limit here, Trevor. I think you can probably distill this paragraph down to maybe just the essentials for how to make a video. And what I would do is I would focus on a particular game, a particular thing that you would do in that game, and then talk about setting it up, okay? Because you talk about, get a game. Like this is a run-on sentence. This would be a semicolon. So, for example, every Monday or every other day, whatever works for you. Actually, this is a fragment right here. If you made this a semicolon, so you'd want to change that anyway. So you get to open your recording software, make sure it's the best settings that work for you and your computer, and then run the game you want to play. But again, it's not specific enough, and you could really distill this down by, I don't know, pick a game, whatever it happens to be. I'll offend you if I choose a game, Titanfall, I don't know, something. And then talk about, here's what I'm going to do in the game, here's what I'm going to record, maybe you're recording yourself doing this. I'll probably bring up, you say something about random stuff being funny, I'll bring up, and then this is where your voice is going to come in. Oh, I brought up how the main character reminds me of Donald Trump, and I don't know, whatever, okay? But something like that is going to make it, other than, because what happens is this paragraph just gets, no offense, boring, because a lot of it is repeating. You already talked about this. You already talked about audio. You already talked about thumbnails. I know what clickbait is, but specifically, what would you add on there? Something like that. So a lot of this you can get rid of because you already talked about it. Or maybe one sentence. You can play with the audio, the thumbnails, and whatever before you upload it. But when I say it's an instruction guide, this is maybe a little bit too much of an instruction guide, which you'll probably hate me for saying because that's what I told you to do. But it's almost just a little bit too much. So maybe try to focus this paragraph a little bit more on those items that we talked about. A lot of people want to become, no comma, famous, but aren't sure where to start. That's where these steps come into play. So start off with your strong thesis statement. Remember, you're gonna add another one at the end here, or at the beginning. So start off with that. Then go through your main points again, which you actually say all of them, and then you go back through them. This is a sentence fragment. If you think, okay, anyway, so it's a sentence fragment. Maybe a little bit more specific on some of these main points that you're going. If you think this paper deserves an A+, please like and subscribe and have a nice day. This is really funny. No comma there. I hate though. Don't make reference to this paper. That's always annoying. I would just say, literally just say this. These instructions deserve an A+, because they got you famous. So please like and subscribe, something like that. Okay. All right. So you had all of these in here. So Kevin Hart quotes. So that's what I'm talking about. You have the quotes in there, but you don't put the period in there. It goes on the outside. And all of these you had as well in there, but you didn't have quotes around them. So you got to make sure you have quotes around them. They need to be in alphabetical order, which you have them in, so that's good. Trevor, I know it took a little bit longer than we wanted to, but much, much, much better paper than your first try around. This is probably the best thing I've ever seen from you this year. So congratulations. Work on those few things if you need to do a rewrite, and I think it will be well on your way.